Hello, everyone. Welcome to Clasital's IELTS Academic Reading. Yes, no, not given, or true, false, not given question and answer session. How is everyone? Let me see, who do we have today? Nice. We are. Okay, this is nice. Today we are going to solve some true, false, not given questions about on IELTS academic reading. This is one of the most common question type in the IELTS reading exam. So when you take the exam, you are most probably going to have at least one yes no not given or true false not given question on your test. So when is your exam? I seen some new faces. So I want to ask, when is your exam? How much time do you have to prepare for your exam? While I am sharing my screen, you can answer the question from the chat part. On March. Okay, nice. You have like 3 months or something. Based on your English level, we advise you to start to prepare for your IELTS exam at least 3 months prior to your exam date, so you will have time to get familiar with the question types, like exam format and so on. So you will have time to practice. Okay, let's look at the questions. First, we are going to start with tips and strategies. In this question type, you should spend time on reading and analyzing the question statement. Analyzing the question statement. Like you should understand the meaning of it. Do not just try to match the keywords, look for the meaning because these questions can be tricky. They will use They will use how many, how much, how often questions. Like they will, for example, they will use the trains usually arrive on time. The trains always arrive on time. So from that ones for or they will say some of the students are working on their exam, working on their homework, or all of the students are working on their homework. So from there, so they will ask for how many, how much, how often questions. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you give me a thumb up, please? From the reaction so I can understand. Okay, nice. Okay. Yes, I am speaking. Okay, thank you very much. Mhm. Yes. Hmm. Questions come in order. So what does it mean? First, you are going to see the First, you're going to see the answer for question 7, for example. Then you will find the answer for question 8. So it goes like this. So when you are solving this question type, read 2 questions at the same time. Look for the answer for 2 questions at the same time. So for example, you're looking for this question. Other countries had built underground railways before the metropolitan line opened, and read this question also So you will, when you find one answer, you will understand that you have missed that answer or that one is not mentioned. But yes, let's go one by one. Look for linking words, dates, mm, names. They will give you clue about where to look at in your in the text in the passage. The subject object confusion. Yes, you should watch for the subject object confusion. What is it? Sometimes they are changing this. They are changing the subject with the object. So like, for example, they will say, for example, they will give you example of two countries like exporting coconuts, so they will try to confuse you. This is a distraction. They will try to confuse you with, like, for example, China is exporting coconut, India is exporting tea. But in the question, they can say India is exporting coconut. So it gives you, so you should pay attention to the subject object harmony. Look for synonyms and paraphrasings, of course. In the in the questions, they will give you the paraphrased paraphrased versions of the sentences. So let's say you couldn't find the answer, you can't find the answer to the question. Do not spend so much time on it, because and return to it in the end, because probably this information is not just not given in the text. So this is the most like time consuming part of the, or part of this question type. You are reading the passage, you cannot find the answer, so you are starting to worrying about if it is true or false, but actually it is not just not given. That's why it is so important to read two statements at once, because let's say you're looking for two questions at once. When you have found the answer for the second question, you can understand that that information is not given simply if you can't find that answer. But you should be very clear about like uh, about whether you understand the meaning of the statement or not. Yes, what is the difference between false and not given? You're reading, you have read the statement, you have understand it, you have understood its meaning. Now you're looking at the passage. You see evident that the statement is true. There is evidence in the passage, everything is clear, so it is true. You see a contradicting information in the passage that says the opposite, the direct opposite of the statement. For example, if in the passage it says the trains always arrive on time, and if at the statement it says the trains usually arrive on time, you it means that statement is false, because they are not usually arrive on time. They always arrive on time. Yes, and what is not given? Not given means the statement is simply not given in the passage entirely. Like in the not given statements, you will see there is some kind of comment in it. They are commenting on people's beliefs, people's emotions, and or data, or and they're commenting on something. But you cannot actually find any evidence in the passage related to that statement. Yes. Any questions you want to ask? Mariam, can you hear me now? Good. Okay, of course, we are going to read the questions first. It is true or false not given question type. It says other countries had built underground railways before metropolitan line opened. Okay. More people than predicted traveled on the metropolitan line on the first day. Okay, let's let's adopt a different approach this time. We are looking for these two. Can it be not given, not given? Maybe. Okay, let's read this one too. The use of ventilation like ventilation like the like ventilation is like the air flow, ring something. The use of ventilation shafts failed to prevent pollution in the tunnels. Okay, let's look at the keywords. Metropolitan line opened. So we will look for the day it opened. We are going to look for the information on its first day, and we are look at the information about preventing the pollution in the tunnels. So, and I think this is ventilation shafts. I think this is very specific. So if I were you, I would look for these keywords. In here, metropolitan line opened, like there can be some paraphrase sentences or some synonyms, but we will see. Okay, let's start. London's population grow. What was it? Metropolitan line. Congested. City. Why is it capital? Charles Pearson. Pearson. London slums. The two group merged, established the railway company. The organization had difficulty in raising the funding for such a radical and expensive scheme, not least because of the critical articles. Okay. Pearson and his partners persist. Invested. Eventually, 1 million was raised. Minimize the expense of demolishing buildings. Originally scheduled 21 months, it took 3 years to complete. On its first day, okay. Brick walls were then constructed. This is the construction. Yes, this is the it was next paragraph. Okay. It says the Metropolitan Line, which opened on blah blah, was the world's first underground railway. So it may let me send you the question. Sorry. Here. I am sending you the questions so you can follow them from the chat part. Let me send you the first 3. Other countries had built underground railways before the Metropolitan Line opened. So what do you think about that one? Is it true, false, or not given? False. How about the others? What do you think? We're okay, very good. We have one more false too. Yes. In my line, it says the Metropolitan Line, which opened, was the world's first underground railway. So it makes my, because it says here, had built before the Metropolitan Line opened. This is not true. It makes my answer false. For the false, you can write F, it is okay. More people than predicted traveled on the Metropolitan Line on the first day. Hmm. On its first day, the almost 40,000 passengers were carried between the two 18 minutes. By the end of Metropolitan's first year of operation, 9.5 million journey had been made. Okay, let's read the other ones, the other questions too. A different. Huh. We are reading about the ventilation shafts preventing the pollution. Pollution, steams, boilers. The line designed locomotives, features. Hmm. However, smoke and fumes remained a problem even though ventilation shafts, keyword, were added to tunnels. So, what do you think about 8 and 9? Okay, I see that most of you have said not given to question 8. So yes, it is not given. We don't know. Okay, we know how many people have traveled, how many people traveled on its first day, but we don't know the people's assumption about it, people's prediction about it. There is just a comment about the prediction about it, but about prediction, but we don't know what they told. It is not given. The use of ventilation shall fail to prevent pollution in the tunnel. It is true because here it says, hmm. However, smoke and fumes remained a problem even though the ventilation shafts were added to the tunnels. Number 9 is true. Let's continue with 10, 11, and 12. A different approach from cut and cover technique. This is very specific. This is our keyword. Technique was required in London's central area. The windows on City and South London trains were at eye level. Very specific keywords. The windows on the City and South London. Keywords. The City and the South London Railway was a financial success. I would expect a synonym or paraphrase version of this one if I were you. And in the 13, it says trains on the Tuppenny Tube. Keyword, this is a very open keyword in uh, Tuppenny Tube nearly always run on time. Okay, here I have how many times question 2. It says nearly almost. Nearly always. This is very unusual expression. Nearly always. I would say almost all the time, for example. I saw a question. Can we scroll through the passage while answering during the test, or is it just available for reading one time? No, you can if you have time, you can just read them 10 times too. You can scroll down. Even in when you are taking, if you take the computer-based exam, you are going to see the texts and the questions at the same window. It is like a divided screen. In that side you can see the passage, and in that side you can see the questions. That's why I like computer based one. See the paragraph in which cut cover written in inverted commas. Let's see. Where were we? We are here. Let's continue from here. Here, cut and cover. Despite the extension, congestion, verse, the problem did not cross the capital center. The cut and cover method of construction was not an option in this part of the capital. The only alternative was to tunnel deep underground. So, my dear students, what is my answer? Very good answer. Yes, I have a clear evidence here. It says the cut and cover method of construction was not an option in this part of the capital. A different approach from the cut of technique was required in the. It is true. Come on. It says a different approach from the cut and cover technique was required in London's central area. Okay, and in here it says the cut and cover method of construction was not an option in this part of the capital. So it is true. Right? Number 10. Number 10 is true. A different approach from the cut and cover technique was required in London's central area. And in here it says the cut and cover method of construction was not an option in this part of the capital. So it is true. They mean the same thing. There's a paraphrase. It is a paraphrase version of it. Read the sentences again. Read this sentence and that sentence again. The cut and cover method of construction was not an option in this part of the capital. So they need another option for the underground system. If it is not an option, they need another system. A different approach, a different system is needed. Let's continue. What is it? The windows of City and South London trains were at the eye level. The City and South London Railway was a financial success. Windows. Mhm. The City and South London become possible. The carriages were narrow and had tiny windows just below the roof because it was thought that the passengers would not want to look at the tunnel walls. So so what do you think about number 11? Yes, very good. Yes, it is false. They weren't at the eye level, they were below the eye level because they thought that people don't want to look at the tunnel walls. The City and South London Railway was a financial success. Where were we? Hmm. The line was not without its problem. Unreliable power supply was a great technical. Hmm. Although the South and London Railway was a great technical achievement, it did not make a profit. The City South London Railway was a financial success. It wasn't a financial success. If you don't want, if you don't know the meaning of the words, please make note of that. For example, profit. Profit means like making money. So it makes it so it wasn't a financial success. Trains on the 2.0 tube nearly always run on time. Very interesting word choice. Then in uh, 1900, the Central London Railway, known as the Twopenny Tube, began operation using new electronic locomotives. It was very popular, and soon afterwards, new railways and extensions were added to the growing tube network. By 1907, the heart of today's underground system was in place. Hmm. So the last one is not given. We don't have any information about this. Simply, we don't know. Indeed. Next one. Let's go to the next one. The Dead Sea Scrolls. I remember seeing them on the news actually. Maybe I have watched it from the National Geographic something. Can you explain 8? This one, more people than predicted traveled on Metropolitan line on the first day. Of course. Hmm. On its first day, almost 14,000 passengers were carried between Paddington and Farrington. The journey took about 18 minutes. By the end of Metropolitan's first year of operation, 9.5 million journeys had been made. Okay, okay, yes. So why do you think that they had predicted that there will be less? I don't have I don't have any information about the prediction of the people. Yes, thank you, Abdullah. Okay, 40,000 passengers has traveled, but how many you were predicting? How many people would be traveling? So we don't have any information about it. It should be like they were predicting like 20,000 people uh will travel that day, but 40,000 people were carried between Paddington and Farrington. So if I was given any information about their prediction, I would have a say on this, but now I don't know. I don't have any information, any evidence about their prediction, so it is not given. Let's see scrolls. Let me see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Okay. True if the statement agree with the information, false if the statement contradicts the information, not given if there is no information on this. The Bedouin teenagers who found the scrolls were disappointed by how little money they received for them. Disappointed. What is disappointed? Can you give me any synonyms for this? This let down, disappointed people. Disappointed. Oops, I have one S extra. Disappointed, sad, let down. I think that's all. Do you have any? Despair, yes. Despaired. One second, I will check it. Not expecting. Maybe. Like losing hope. Yes, because of losing hope, maybe we can say not expecting to to something good happen. Okay, the Bedouin teenagers who found the scrolls were. Do you know what a scroll is? Scroll like the roll, like the like parchment pieces, like the scrolls that you opens. When you see the word scroll, you can understand that there's a rollment on it. And scrolls are like the. Okay, now you know. The Bedouin teenagers who found the scrolls were disappointed by how little money they received for them. There is agreement among academics about the origin of the Dead Sea Scrolls. When I see this one, I can say that most probably it will be false, but I am saying it from the general knowledge about like the we often are not sure about the uh, origin of that old things. For example, where are you from? Like, what is the origin of the? I don't know. I couldn't give an example. I'm sorry, but it is something like that. And the Bedouin teenagers who found scrolls were disappointed by how little money they received for them. There is agreement among academics about the origin of the Dead Sea Scrolls. I don't think so. Most of the books of the Bible written on the scrolls are incomplete. Incomplete. Give me synonyms for the incomplete. This time I won't say it. I will wait for you. I can do it. Incomplete. Give me synonyms. Undone. Okay. Undone. Undone. Okay. Undone. Not finished. Do we have to read the passage? Insufficient? Do we have to read the passage, or can we just go to the questions right away and look for the tips and keywords, as it won't take much time? Yes, yes. Go directly to the questions. Do not read the whole passage because you don't have time to read the whole passage. Go directly to the questions, read the questions, and find your answer in the passage. Do not read the whole passage. This is not time the for reading. You should open your eyes. You should pay attention to the questions. Okay, let's look for these two questions first. What was it? The Bedouin teenagers who found received little money and they were very sad, disappointed about it. The there's an agreement about the origin of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and most of the books of Bible written on the scrolls are incomplete. Let's see. Bedouin teenagers. Mhm. Three Bedouin teenagers, Qumran, Qumran, located on the Dead Sea, West Bank, stumbled. Hmm. Scrolls. The teenagers took seven scrolls to a nearby. Mhm. The teenagers took the seven scrolls to a nearby town where they were sold for a small sum to a local antiques dealer. Word of the find spread, and the Bedouins and the archaeologists eventually unearthed, I like that word, tens of thousands of additional scroll fragments from 10 nearby caves. Together they make up manuscripts. It soon became clear that this was one of the greatest archaeological discoveries even made. The origin of that sea scrolls, which were written around 2000 years ago, still the subject of the origin of Dead Sea Scrolls, which were written around 2000, blah, 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 is still the subject of scholarly debate even today. The origin of these sea scrolls. So, what is my answer for questions 6 and 7? Were the Bedouin teenagers disappointed about the money they have received? Were they happy? Were they disappointed? How the Bedouin teenagers are feeling about the money they took? Very good. It is not given. We don't know how they feel about it. Indeed. There is an agreement among academics about the origin of the Dead Sea Scrolls. What do you think about that one? Sorry. How about the others? What do you think? False. Debate. Very good. They are not certain about it. Yes, it is false. There is an agreement. Means agreement, I agree on this. They have an agreement about the origin of it. But in here, it says this is a it's still the subject of scholarly debate even today. And debate means there's an argument about it, not a fight, but there's an argument about it. So it is false. Let's continue with the next one. The most of the books of the Bible written on the scrolls are incomplete. The information on the copper scroll is written in an unusual way. Mar Samuel was given some of the scrolls as a gift. Hmm. Most of the books of the Bible written on the scrolls are incomplete. So my keyword is I think Bible. And it says most of the books, not all, not few, not one, but most of the books. Include fragments. What does the fragment means? Fragment is like the pieces of it, like, or parts of it, like the divisions of it. What else? Include fragments from every book of the Old Testament of the Bible except Bible. This copy. The only entire book of the Hebrew Bible preserved among the manuscripts from Qumran is something. This copy dated blah blah. Earliest biblical manuscript still in existence. So, what do you think about chunks? So, what do you think about this question? True, false, or not given? You don't think anything? True, we have one true. How about the others? Okay. Most of the books of the Bible written on the scrolls are incomplete. The majority. The Dead Sea Scrolls include fragments from every book of the Old Testament of the Bible except for the book of Esther. The only entire book of Hebrew Bible preserved, blah blah blah, Qumran is Isaiah. So there is only one book that covers the entire book. So the others were incomplete. So most of the books were incomplete. Only one of them was. The only entire book of Hebrew Bible preserved among the manuscript from the Qumran is Isaiah. So it makes my answer true. Let's continue with 9. Oof. The information on the copper scroll is written in an unusual way. Nice, we have a keyword here. Old Testament. The writing on the Dead Sea Scroll is mostly in black and occasionally in red inks. The only exception scroll was created known as the Copper Scroll. This curious document, curious, strange, curious, features letter chiseled into metal, perhaps as some have theorized to better withstand the passage of time. Theorize, theorized, theorized to better withstand the passage of time. Ooh, one of the most intriguing manuscripts from the Qumran is a sort of ancient treasure map that lists dozens of gold and silver caches. Using unconventional vocabulary and odd spelling, it describes 64 underground hiding places that supposedly contain riches buried for safekeeping. Ah. So yes, what do you think about question 9? True? Yes, it is true. The Mar Samuel. Okay, Mar Samuel. I have a name. But I'm reading 11 too. In the early 1950s, a number of educational establishments in the US were keen to buy scrolls from Mar Samuel. Nice. The scroll that was pieced together in. Let's look at these two questions first. And so you're asking me about the question 9? Okay, let me see. The information on the copper scroll is written in an unusual way. Okay, let's see. This curious document features letters chiseled into metal, perhaps as some have theorized to better withstand the passage of time. Using an unconventional vocabulary and odd spelling. Unconventional vocabulary and odd spelling refer as an unusual way. Let's continue. Mar Samuel. Mar Samuel. A Syrian Orthodox archbishop known as Mar Samuel acquired four of them. Acquired from a Jerusalem shoemaker and a part-time antique dealer, paying less than $100 for them. So was it a gift? It wasn't a gift. If you are paying for it, it isn't a gift. In the early a number of educational establishments in the US were keen to buy a scroll from Mar Samuel, the scroll that pieced together in 1917. Keyword contains information about the annual occasion in the Qumran area 2000 years ago. Where was I? Here. He then traveled to United States and and unsuccessfully offered them to a number of universities, including Yale. So 11 is very good, my students. False. Let me send you 12 and 13. So what do you think about question 12 and 13? While you are looking for the answer, I will check something. Can't you see my screen? I'm sharing my screen. You can see my screen, right? Okay. No, it is very formal. Please confirm the time on online class. What do you mean by that? I feel like I'm under some investigation. Okay, let me see. Let me resend you the questions, the scroll that pieced together in 2817. 2017. Researchers from the University of Haifa restored and decrypted one of the last untranslated scrolls. The university's Eshbal Ratson blah blah spent 1 year reassembling 60 fragments that make up the scroll. Decrypted from a band of coded text on parchment, the find provides insight into community of people who wrote it and the 364-day calendar they would have used. The scroll names celebrations that indicate shifts in seasons and details two-yearly religious and details of two-yearly religious events known from another Dead Sea Scroll. Only one more known scroll remains untranslated. Very good, Ansa. No, we are about to end the class. We are starting at. I don't know your local time. We started 1 hour ago, almost. So what do you think about 12 and 13. Abdullah, this time you are not right. Okay. For the number 12, they are saying true, but I think this is very tricky. Okay. Okay, I understand that. I can object to that one. The scroll that was pieced together contains information about the annual occasions in the Qumran area 2000 years ago. Okay, from here, the scroll name celebrations that indicate shifts in seasons. This is something they do yearly. So this is an annual occasion. And the details of 2 yearly religious events. This is also something they celebrate. So in this one, they are right. This is true. But in this sentence, they are not saying anything about the 2000 years ago, about the Qumran area. They are not saying anything about it. Yes, from the previous sentences we have that information, but I don't know, this is a very tricky one, but Cambridge say this is true. But I'm not sure about it. Yes, the sentence is true, but in that sentence, they are not saying about anything about the two types, about the time of it, or about the area of it. I know that from the scripts, I know that scripts are telling me story of the Qumran that happened and the events that happened 2000 years ago, but I know that from the previous sentences. Usually, actually, Cambridge doesn't do that, but in this one, they are doing it. I know. I know I will say not given to. Yes, they have mentioned in the passage, but I am expecting to see that information in that sentence. This is not a summary completion, not completion question. This is a true false question. But they are saying it true. What can we do sometimes? Academics at the University of Haifa are currently researching how to decipher the final scroll. This is simply not given. NG. Only one more known scroll remains untranslated, but we don't know if they are trying to translate it or not. It just says there is one. They're just saying there is one scroll remains untranslated, but we don't know. Maybe maybe no one wants to do it. So like it will remain untranslated. We don't know if they are working on it or not. So it is not given. So these are my answers. I will give you homework too. I'm going to library. I'm clicking on the practice. I'm clicking on reading. I'm clicking, yes, no, not given. Okay, you can do yes, no, not given or true, false, not given. Here we have 4. You can do this one, true, false, not given 4 and 3, or you can do that ones. Uh, where is it? Yes, no, not given 3 and 4. Whatever you want. Let me share the link with you. Last one is tricky. Hmm. Yes, no, not given. True, false, not given. They are not exactly same, but yes, they follow the same logic. So you can do that one. True, false, not yes, no, not given questions too. Meanwhile, well, while you are looking at the, come on, where is it? While you are looking at your homework, I want to share a survey link for you. If you are new here, I will be very pleased if you can fill out the form so we can reach to you. Maybe we can offer you a free lesson too. Mm, if you have done it before, you don't have to do it. Thank you to Abdullah. Abdullah, where are you from? Nice. If you want to join our survey, we will be pleased to we will be pleased to welcome you. You will see it on the survey on the last page. Nimlal. Hello, Nimlal.